December 18th, 2022. The entire world stopped. In homes, cafes, stadiums, airports, and city streets, billions of people fixed their eyes on a single match. It was not just another football game. It was not just a World Cup final. It was a clash between the past and the future. On one side stood Argentina, carrying the dreams of an entire nation and the legacy of a man who had spent his entire career chasing one missing trophy, Lionel Messi. On the other side stood France, the defending world champions, led by a young superstar who seemed destined to dominate football for the next decade, Kylian Mbappe. Nobody knew it yet, but the next few hours would create one of the greatest sporting stories ever told. A story of glory, heartbreak, destiny, and survival. A story that many would later call the greatest football match ever played. The road to the final had been anything but easy. Argentina arrived in Qatar carrying enormous pressure. For years, Lionel Messi had been compared to Diego Maradona. He had won league titles, Champions Leagues, Ballon d'Or awards, and countless records. Yet one question followed him everywhere. Could he win the World Cup? For many critics, that missing trophy stood between Messi and football immortality. When Argentina shockingly lost their opening match against Saudi Arabia, it seemed the dream was already collapsing. The defeat stunned the football world. Experts predicted disaster. Fans feared humiliation. But inside the Argentine camp, something changed. The loss became fuel. Match after match, Argentina fought their way back. They defeated Mexico, then Poland, Australia, the Netherlands, Croatia. With every victory, the belief grew stronger. Messi seemed determined to write the final chapter of his career exactly the way he wanted. Meanwhile, France looked unstoppable. Despite injuries to key players before the tournament, they continued winning. Their squad was filled with world-class talent. Antoine Griezmann controlled games with intelligence and creativity. Olivier Giroud scored crucial goals. And Kylian Mbappe looked terrifying. Fast, clinical, relentless. At only 23 years old, he already had a World Cup trophy. Now he wanted another. As the final approached, football fans realized they were witnessing something special. A battle between generations. Messi's last dance. Mbappe's rise to greatness. The stage was set. The world watched. The whistle blew. From the very beginning, Argentina looked different. Aggressive, confident, fearless. They pressed high, controlled possession, and refused to allow France any rhythm. Minutes passed. France struggled to create chances. Argentina seemed to be everywhere. Then came the breakthrough. Messi received the ball and started an attack that eventually reached Angel Di Maria. Di Maria entered the penalty area. A challenge followed. The referee pointed to the spot. Penalty. The stadium erupted. Millions held their breath. Messi stepped forward. The pressure was unimaginable. One mistake could change everything. But Messi remained calm. He struck the ball into the net. Argentina led 1-0. The dream was alive. The goal transformed the match. Argentina gained confidence. France appeared shocked, unable to respond, unable to recover. Then came one of the most beautiful goals ever scored in a World Cup final. Argentina launched a stunning counterattack. Quick passes sliced through the French defense. The move ended with Di Maria finishing brilliantly. 2-0. Argentina were flying. France were collapsing. The defending champions looked lost. At halftime, many believed the match was over. Argentina had dominated. Messi seemed only 45 minutes away from completing football's greatest journey. But football has a way of creating chaos when certainty appears strongest. As the second half continued, France still looked lifeless. Argentina controlled possession. Fans prepared for celebration. Then everything changed. With less than 10 minutes remaining, France earned a penalty. Kylian Mbappe stepped forward. He scored. 2-1. Suddenly, the atmosphere shifted. Argentina felt nervous. France felt hope. Less than 2 minutes later, disaster struck. France attacked again. Mbappe combined with teammates at incredible speed. The ball returned to him. Without hesitation, he unleashed a stunning volley. Goal. 2-2. The stadium exploded. Football fans around the world, could hardly believe what they were seeing. In just 97 seconds, Mbappe had dragged France back from the dead. Argentina stood frozen. Their dream had been secure. Now it was slipping away. The final whistle of regular time arrived. Extra time awaited. The match had transformed into something extraordinary. Exhausted players pushed beyond their limits. Every sprint hurt. Every tackle mattered. Every mistake could become history. The tension was unbearable. Then, deep into extra time, Lionel Messi struck again. Argentina attacked relentlessly. A chaotic scramble unfolded inside the penalty area. The ball crossed the line. Messi had scored. 3-2. The stadium erupted. Argentine fans cried. Players celebrated wildly. Once again, Messi seemed destined to lift the trophy. The dream was minutes away. Only minutes. But football had one final twist. A French attack produced another chance. A shot struck an Argentine hand. Penalty. Again, the pressure returned. Again, Mbappe stepped forward. Again, he scored. 3-3. A hat trick in a World Cup final. One of the greatest individual performances football had ever witnessed. The match became immortal. Neither team would surrender. Neither team would break. The final entered its final moments. Then came perhaps the most dramatic save in World Cup history. In the dying seconds, France launched one last attack. A through ball found Randall Kolo Muani. Suddenly, he was one-on-one with Argentina's goalkeeper. The entire world seemed to stop. If he scored, France would win. He shot. Goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez reacted instantly. His leg blocked the effort. The save preserved Argentina's hopes. Had the ball gone in, football history would look completely different today. Instead, the match headed to penalties. The ultimate test of courage. The ultimate test of nerves. Players gathered at midfield. Fans prayed. Some couldn't watch. Others couldn't breathe. For Argentina, this was destiny. For France, survival. The penalty shootout began. Mbappe scored. Messi answered. The pressure intensified. Then Martinez stepped forward once again. The Argentine goalkeeper became a giant. He saved a French penalty. Another French attempt missed. Suddenly, Argentina held the advantage. One successful kick remained. One final moment. One final shot. Gonzalo Montiel stepped forward. Silence filled the stadium. Millions watched. Billions waited. Montiel struck the ball. Goal. Argentina had done it. World champions. Players collapsed onto the pitch. Fans cried. Families celebrated. A nation exploded with joy. And in the center of it all stood Lionel Messi. After years of criticism, pressure, and expectation, he had finally achieved football's ultimate prize. The image became iconic. Messi holding the World Cup, a moment that instantly entered sporting history. Yet what made this final truly special was not simply the winner. It was the journey, the drama, the unpredictability, the impossible twists. Argentina led 2-0. France came back. Argentina led 3-2. France came back again. A hat trick from Mbappe. A brace from Messi. Extra time. Penalty drama. Miraculous saves. Everything football can offer happened in one match. For older generations, it recalled the legendary finals of the past. For younger fans, it became the standard by which all future matches would be judged. Many football experts quickly reached the same conclusion. This was not merely a great final. This was the greatest World Cup final ever played. The statistics alone were astonishing. 6 goals, extra time, a hat trick, multiple comebacks, penalty shootout drama. 2 of football's biggest stars delivering on the grandest stage. But statistics cannot fully explain why this match captured hearts around the world. What made it unforgettable was emotion. Every fan experienced hope, fear, joy, shock, relief, heartbreak, and triumph. The match felt less like a football game and more like a movie written by someone determined to create the perfect ending. Years from now, fans will still remember exactly where they were when they watched it. They will remember Messi's calm penalty, Di Maria's beautiful finish, Mbappe's stunning volley, Martinez's impossible save, and the final penalty that changed history forever. Football has produced countless unforgettable matches. legendary rivalries, miraculous comebacks, historic finals. But every generation gets one game that becomes larger than sport itself, one match that defines an era, one match that people tell future generations about. For millions of fans around the world, Argentina versus France in the 2022 World Cup Final was that match. A game that delivered everything. A game that exceeded every expectation. A game that transformed players into legends. And a game that proved why football remains the world's most beloved sport. Because on that unforgettable night in Qatar, football wasn't just a game. It was drama. It was destiny. It was history. And it was immortal.